We're back making $215 trading the NASDAQ. We got a trade recap for you today. Let's get on into it, baby. So we are looking at TradeZella, where we are looking at two trades. I essentially took the same trade pretty much in the other account. Now, this wasn't on the trade copier because I just switched over to Trade Locker, which I love. I love it, by the way. If you use Trade Locker to trade or use it through a prop firm, I think it's great. So far, no problems. I've loved it. So I had to go in and manually enter these two trades because the trade copier service that I use currently does not have Trade Locker as an option. They're working on it, but it's not there yet. So we'll see. And for the meantime, that's what we got to deal with. Now, it's the same trade, essentially, even though the R multiples are different. That's just because I moved a stop on one of them, I think, a little bit. And the take profit, the prices were a little bit different from when I got in. And then when I took the take profits, where I moved the orders, because I did it on my phone. I literally did it on my phone in bed. I was literally sitting in bed with a compression sleeves on my feet because I'm recovering from the race. And I was like, let me just check on some charts, and it was a beautiful setup, so I took the trade. So that's really all it is. Let's dive into it. This is the trade. I'm going to go back to the 1 hour time frame. It was on the 1 hour time frame, and I was watching the S&P last night or yesterday afternoon over this level right here, and I was like, above that could be good, and it kind of was, but then we got the open today and got crushed. But then I looked over at the NASDAQ, and I saw, whoa, this big little pop, nice kind of consolidation right up into that area with the breakout. Only thing was that we didn't really have a ton of volume because it was overnight, which volume was better than the past couple hours, so I guess it was okay. And that was it. So I got in, and I didn't get in perfectly, but I got in like somewhere on this candle. And then I set my take profit, and the take profit that I set was like right above this area. The price is going to be a little bit different between what you see here and what I see on my account. But essentially the same thing. My take profit was missed. I woke up this morning and we're sitting here like somewhere in here, and I was like, oh shit, like I was so close. Should I just take this out? And at that point in time, I didn't move my stop loss up, but I was like, I'm going to watch it close. And if it's close, I'm just going to get out. And then it eventually just hit my take profit. I was at the gym hitting leg press or leg extensions, and we got the fill. Pretty cool. Honestly, I love leg extensions, dude. Like, the quads are ripping, and we're feeling good, and we're back in action. We're getting some blood flowing in the quads. Dude, everything feels good except my ankles. I got some shin splint issues. Just absolutely destroyed my feet and my shins. But the quads, like, dude, the thing that's great is, this is a separate tangent, I'm sorry, but so far the thing that's great about lifting prior to this big race is that my glutes, hamstrings, quads, like hip flexors, a little bit sore for like a day or two, back in action, we're good to go. My new concern is I have to strengthen my feet and ankles and shins more than I have been, to make sure that is addressed for the future. But we got plenty of time until the next race. I don't know. I don't have one signed up right now. So that's the deal. But yeah, so across the two accounts, I'll go into the accounts. You can see right here, we have a current long on Bitcoin. That's what's open. If I go to closed positions, you can see the NASDAQ here at the bottom, and that was the 150. And if I swap over to the other account, you can see this position right here at the bottom, NASDAQ plus 64, or we made 64 bucks. Pretty straightforward. This account is now currently sitting at around 6K, and the other account is currently sitting at $26,757 as of right now. Watch not till I get a little too excited, but if we happen to take profit on this Bitcoin trade, we will have passed phase 1. So we're getting close, but we'll see. There's probably gonna be more trades in the meantime, but for now, that's the recap. And if I jump back to the month, again, I have open positions right now. So we may, you know, this number may change before the end of the month. But, I mean, dude, pretty good month. Pretty good month from the metrics. Win rate, average win-loss. Obviously, that turns into profits. 17 trades, not a ton of trades. I like what I'm seeing, but there's no reason to size up right now. Because, again, if you size up right now, after a really good month, we return to the mean. But the past 2 months, if you go back the past 2 months, they weren't as good. So, you know, we're kind of going back and forth. If I go to year to date, what's my win rate year to date? It's around 50%. So that's cool. You know, but if you go back to last month, for example, my win rate was 44.44. And I was essentially break even. So I'm going to take what I got right now. I'm going to keep rolling with it, but I'm not going to size up. Once we have the next, like, in the coming months, we'll be sizing up a little by little. That's the plan, and that's what we've been talking about. And I've said before, there's no reason to size up after a couple of good trades, because that means if you know how trading works, I know how my system works. I know it won't work forever. It won't work for every trade. And so there's a better chance that we're going to have losers soon. But until then, I'm going to keep riding the winners, obviously. I'm not going to not trade because it might lose. No, I'm going to take the trades. It's just not going to take I'm not going to increase my size after a lot of winners in a row, you know? Because if you just jump into this, which is now kind of crazy, not to toot my own horn here, I should probably start selling signals, which I won't, but I should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Technically, or some of these were kind of paired, but 11 wins in a row, baby. 11 wins in a row. Pretty cool. And if you jump back up to the top left, over 1,000 trades. Look at this. Now, this was back before I started trading one strategy. This is becoming a much more in-depth video than it really needs to be, but this is before I was trading one strategy. I had a good run in October, November of 2022, and then I started doing the trade recaps at some point in 2023, in the summer of 2023, I believe. And so we've been doing good since, but we are, you know, in nice profit after I had some debacles in here. I had some, like, not trading one strategy, trading randomly. I had some $1,000 loss days in there. I had some, like, dumb shit that would absolutely never happen right now unless I, like, literally made a mistake, or, like, I don't know, like I like completely didn't realize what I just did. Versus, like, if I'm consciously aware, like, there's no way I would lose $1,000 in a day. But I had that, and that was before April of 2023. But since the end of April 2023, that was somewhere on the bottom here, we have just had an absolutely consistent run. And it's really just due to, like, getting fucked, like having good wins, like, you know, being up a couple grand, having a day where I lose it all, went red, then I kind of grind it back, make it back, and then I unraveled because I didn't have systems, strategies, risk management in place. I just didn't have it. So back to the basic or back to the beginning of when I started tracking on TradeZella in 2022, you can kind of see the progression here. I know it's small, but you can see the progression that we were good, we were not good, and then since then we've been pretty good and consistent. And if I, you know, you can just go back in time and you can just, you know, whatever you want to do, you can go back year to day, you can, you know, you can look these charts look however you want. But if you go over to, like, let's just say back when I remember distinctly making a change at the end of April of 2023, so I can pull back up to that up until now. So a little over about 13 months. You can see, like, we did have a period in the summer or the fall where we kind of chopped around, but very consistent graph up and to the right. And obviously as of late, when, you know, the past, like, 4 or 5 months, even better. But that's the deal. So there you guys have it. That's today's trade recap. It was today's trade recap and a lot more, but you know, I show it all, baby. I'm being transparent upon these things because I want to. I know that people can't take this exact same strategy and use it themselves, and that's not the point. The point is not to use this and say, hey, I'm going to copy the strategy because it works for him. No, because it's not going to work the same for you. I can guarantee that. But it's the point of, like, understanding where my mind is at, how I'm looking at things, my risk management, you know, the little things of, like, yes, I have 11 winners in a row. Is that crazy? I think it kind of is. That's not normal. I know that, so I'm not going to just now drastically size up just because I've had 11 winners in a row, because that puts me in a bigger chance of giving more back than I need to. So we'll see how the rest of the month goes. There's only about a week and a couple of days. We have a couple open positions. We'll see if they close out. And other than that, thanks so much. TradeZella, where I track all this stuff. I'll link them up down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.